intro has been playing for quite some time now, hasn't it? Here to get you up and on your way. Shouldn't we are Richard Dixon and Valerie Vining? Here to get because we are. We're not is. He says here to get you up and on your way is Richard Dixon. Oh, and Valerie Vining's there too. Yeah,
we could get that changed.
We should. It should be are. In fact, Steve, just go ahead and just embed your voice over the top of that.
There.
Just be like,
Oh, you want me to do that?
yeah, here,
Okay.
here to get you up on your way are Richard Dixon and Valerie Vining.
Are.
How is it possible that's been running for like 4 years and I never
And now
heard
you
of
just
that?
noticed it?
Need some answers.
Yeah, so it happens.
Hi, good morning. It's Friday, in case you hadn't noticed.
I don't think it's bothered anybody because no one's caught it until now.
No, that's true.
Well, you know what I mean?
And I'm a grammar Nazi, and
Yeah.
I didn't catch it until now either.
Right.
I was only half paying attention.
So,
So
all
it's really
good.
on you.
It really is when you
God,
get
I
right
hate
down
you
to it.
pointed that out now.
Yeah,
Way to go. Nicely done,
going
Richard.
to stick out like a sore thumb now. It's going to be there all the
Every
time.
time.
What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Hey, we got 84 degrees today, 85 tomorrow, 68 on Sunday. The rain. I touched the mic again. Stop it. Stop. Our engineer's on vacation. He can't fix anything. Yeah, we got rain coming in on Saturday night. It looks like, gosh, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to get some. And then it comes really around like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 o'clock, about there.
14 o'clock.
About 14 o'clock is when we're going to see it. And then it looks like it might be out of here by, I don't know, what, 9 or 10
Yeah,
on Easter
we were
Sunday?
even seeing about 8:15, 8:30 in
Yeah,
the morning.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
again, that, but a couple of days ago, we thought Easter was going to be a complete washout. And now
Exactly.
we're looking at, hey, it looks like it's rolling in a little sooner.
Only a half a washout.
And, I mean, sunrise services might get a little messed up, but your typical 11 o'clock service, you might not even need an umbrella by then.
Exactly.
How nice would that be?
You might be A-O.
Easter egg hunts might get underway after the service. and
Yeah, baby.
Cook away
Go.
Sunday afternoon.
Knock yourself out. Get that ham out there on the griddle or the grill or whatever it is you're doing with it. Make wonderful things happen for you and your family. Deviled eggs. Love that on Easter Sunday. Little
so
deviled
good.
eggs. Don't have it. Don't have any this year.
None?
Got none.
No?
Zero.
It's not too late.
Deviled egg
Today
free.
is only Friday.
I hadn't thought about that. Go knock some out.
You haven't missed it yet,
I'll knock
Richard.
some out.
There's time.
The spirits did it all in one night.
You've got
What
plenty of time.
day is it?
That's
it's
right.
Good Friday.
Yes.
Good Friday, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Remarkable boy. Lovely boy. It is 608 Work Trucks is downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. If you're looking for a truck for your business, these are the guys you want to talk to because they've been at for better than 30 years now in that very same location. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. There you will find over 100 vehicles in stock. It's funny because when I first started showing up at Work Trucks, visiting them to talk to Bubba so I could talk intelligently about them on the air, they would have a nice ring of vehicles all the way around the lot. And then some started kind of popping up in the middle of the lot. And now they are shoulder to shoulder. The lot is slap full. And the real question is, how do I drive my vehicle around and out of here because there are so many trucks? Well, that's good because they keep them moving. They really do. As soon as one goes out, another one comes in, and they put them all through a 125-point inspection, and they put them on their lot at great low prices. You can trade, finance, get an extended warranty, do it all at Work Trucks with an X. LLC.com or downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. Let's get this shoe on the road.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Pam Bondi is out. EPA Director Lee Zeldin reportedly being considered as Bondi's replacement for the Attorney General slot. Don't know exactly what it was. There's rumors that Donald Trump was not happy with the way that she handled the Epstein situation. That did seem a lot like what I would call an own goal. Saying, I'm going to release everything. It's going to be great. It's on my desk right now. And then months go by. And you're like, what happened?
That was not good.
No.
That was a bad look.
Yeah.
The way to handle that would have been, and maybe it's hindsight's 2020. We have the files. We're going to take a look, and when the time is appropriate, we're going to release those. We'll
Right.
do our due diligence to try to release them as quickly as possible, but this could take some time because of the redactions that need to be made. That's what you say. You don't say, well, we've got these files. We're going to release,
Yeah.
And then everybody's sitting on,
Pins and needles.
going, oh,
Wait
they're
for
going to
things to
release this.
happen.
We're going to see finally what's in this.
Yeah.
and it didn't.
Nowhere
happen
near what you were
that.
kind of
Yeah.
anticipating. By the way, the president said nothing but good things about her on the way out the door. We love Pam. She'll be transitioning to a much-needed and important new job in the private sector to be announced at a date in the near future. She did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown on crime across our country, with murders plummeting to their lowest level since 1900. I mean, he does know how to send somebody off with style.
Yeah.
And to make sure that everybody understands, hey, I don't hate this person.
No,
I'm not mad at this person.
We need to make a change.
We're just
Unless he
making-
actually hates that person.
In which case, he'd be, I can't stand her. She's the worst. It's a horrible person. No, he actually is very kind to these folks on the way out the door. And Lee Zeldin may be the next guy up for the job right now. Of course, the acting attorney general was the assistant attorney general. So you'll be looking at the deputy attorney general stepping into that role for a brief period. There's also a case that could be made that he's looking at the midterms and he's going, maybe we don't hold the Senate. If we don't hold the Senate, I better get the people in here that I want right now.
That's a very good point.
Get the approval.
That he's going to, and there
Well,
may
we
be some
can.
more. There may be some more movement
Yeah.
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anyone else that he's looked at that he's
Tulsi
not thrilled
Gabbard
with.
is a name that's being tossed around that he's not crazy about her and wants her
Getting rid
kinda
of all
out
the
that
women I
position.
see here. Christy
Yeah.
and Pam.
Well, they're aging out is the problem.
That's
Yeah.
it. I know.
He's looking at them.
Realized
going,
we had Leonardo DiCaprio as our president.
Gotcha. Sorry, you've just aged out. You're a little too old. Let's see. What else do we have going on here today? Iran is using the war to mask brutal executions of their political opponents. Apparently, this has been going on for quite some time. I don't know how many people knew about this, but 657 executions in the first 3 months of this year, and that was largely before the war started. Basically, if you speak out against the regime, if you march against the regime, if you manage to draw any sort of attention to yourself speaking out against the regime, they'll just flat kill you.
How about this? Rise up, Iranians. Rise up. This is
Easier
your
said
chance.
than done. When
know
you
what I'm
got no
saying?
guns, when you
got no guns.
yeah.
But here's the thing: it's your turn to try to make. I mean, when all these executions were going on 3-4 months ago, they were screaming at Donald Trump to please do something. We've done that, and I understand that's difficult. It's going to. Do you want to remain under this, thumb where you're worried about being executed? Now's your time. Trump has already said it. Rise up, figure it out. So this doesn't happen anymore. Otherwise, you're just going to continue with these executions under the regime that's doing it.
There are some folks who would
Change it.
rather live on their knees than die on their feet.
Whew.
And, when you have no real method of defending yourself and they've got all the guns, it's easy from
Well,
this end.
once again,
way over here on this side of the ocean. Hey, rise up. Yeah, the minute you do, you get shot.
They were screaming for help.
Yep.
We brought it to y'all.
Yeah.
There it is.
We
Over 12,000 targets now we've hit.
maybe
12,000.
We could drop a few guns for them. Maybe.
Man,
That'd be a
maybe
good
so.
idea,
Here's
yeah.
a cache of weapons instead of cash.
With only hours left in the legislative session, Alabama lawmakers are trying to squeeze in one more priority: retirement bonuses for education employees. SB 380, brought by Senator Arthur Orr, would give a one-time longevity bonus to retired teachers, retired state education employees, and their beneficiaries. The bonus would be $1 per month for each year of service. Someone with 25 years of service would get this $300
That's
bonus.
yeah. It's not
Ooh.
it's not a very big bonus.
Ooh,
About
$300.
About $10 a month.
The money would be funded from any surplus from the current fiscal year, which ends September 30th. Alabama's more than 100,000 state retirees and beneficiaries have not seen a cost of living adjustment since 2007, though they have gotten occasional one-time bonuses. I don't think $300 is going to go that far, my
No.
friend. What, are you going to gas
you're-
your car up one time with that? What's
Right
the thought
now,
process?
that's about right. Yeah. You're obviously you wouldn't turn it down, but it just seems like
Mm-hmm.
a little insulting.
Small
I just hate to
potatoes.
say it. It seems a little insulting, and maybe you
Small
teachers
little
can weigh in on this
Itty-bitty tiny
and tell us
potatoes.
what you think. But again, $1 per month.
Mm.
How about $100 per month?
Come
How about
on.
that?
How about that? $3,000 bonus would be better. Something along those
Sure,
lines.
that would be nice.
Locally owned by Cody, DrivewayWashing.com has been in business for better than 11 years. Sure, they can wash your driveway. It's right there in the name. But they also do patios and decks. If you're going out to your deck now as the spring begins to spring, and you see, there's a lot of pollen out here, it's everywhere, and it's kind of dirty, and we didn't really do anything with this last year, maybe we should get it cleaned. Rather than trying to go through the process yourself, Exterior cleaning from patios and decks, roofs, stain removal, siding, gutter cleaning, rust removal, stains, outdoor, window cleaning, all of it. They do it at drivewaywashing.com. Cody is the main guy when you call for a free estimate. He's the one you're going to talk to. Now, you own a business and you say, I could use some pressure washing over here as well. The outside of the building could stand to be cleaned up. Guess what? He's done a lot of places. He did barbers. He did Protective Stadium. He's done local schools of the BJCC and restaurants all over town. Most jobs are going to take 3 or 4 hours. Pricing is extremely reasonable. Are they the cheapest in town? No. That's going to be that, loser kid down the block with the one residential pressure washer and a pickup truck, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't know that you can't use a pressure washer on vinyl siding, and, he can do all kinds of damage and has no means of making up for it. Cody's a real live business, licensed, bonded, insured, all that good stuff. Drivewaywashing.com. 915-0646 is the telephone number. 915-0646. That's in the 205 area code. You can call him or you can text him. 915-0646. Drivewaywashing.com. I have Pride and Joy at home. Pride Furniture Polish and Joy Dishwashing Liquid. It's I keep them both at all times. I got a picture of them.
Side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Lemon scented?
Absolutely. Of course.
Absolutely.
Both
Gotta
of
have
them.
it that way.
Both of them are lemon.
Sure.
621 with Dixon Dividing on Talk 99.5 and Talk 99.5.com. Thank you for hanging out with us on this beautiful Friday. Well, it looks like it's going to be beautiful anyway. We've got maybe some cloudy skies overall, but when you hit 84 degrees, you don't mind that so much. And then it looks like the rain creeps in tomorrow afternoon. Not that we couldn't use it, man, because the pollen
Man,
is
we do need it.
continuing to kill me. I don't know. Are you getting this thing? This happens to me. The watery eyes for sure. And then when you go to like just kind of remove a little bit of the moisture out of the corner, there's like, I don't know, salt, sand? I don't know what it is.
Could be part of the pollen.
Yeah. I'm thinking that the pollen is all kind of balling up inside my eyes.
I was getting dressed this morning, and all of a sudden I felt a tear run down my cheek. I was like, what the heck is that?
When you realized you had to come to work with me again.
Yeah, some of that.
That was it.
But I was just like, that's what it is. It's probably all the pollen and stuff that's built up in our eyes, and it just makes them water. And I was just like, whoa, that was really strange.
Shower 3-4 times a day.
Yeah,
It'll
so
help a lot.
if you look over here and I start shedding a tear,
I assume it's me.
I don't want you to think I'm shedding it for you.
I will. Thank you.
It could be, but
I don't
Don't
think
assume
that's
it.
what
It almost
is.
certainly is. Let's not
Yeah,
kid
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah.
Okay.
We're pretty excited. The weekend is here. I'll tell you something else that happens on the weekend. We got some pretty cool shows, some new ones even starting this weekend. One that you should check out as well is Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group. They're on Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 3 o'clock. Unbelievable, great information, financial information that you may need. If you have been thinking, hey, yeah, I really do need somebody to help me put all this together so that you have no more stress and no more worries. You're not laying awake at night going, oh, am I doing this right? Am I going to have enough money when it's time for me to retire? Do I have my investments in the right place? What about health insurance? What am I going to do about all of this? All right, well, Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, you check them out this Saturday, Sunday, 2 to 3, and give them a call. Get in touch with them. You can visit their website at theknowlesgroup.com. Knowles is the company, and Danny, just a wonderful guy, sponsoring this year's Jawbone Jam. He is rock solid. We love what he does for our Talk 99.5 listeners. So let him customize a financial plan for you and your family, get you where you want to go. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group for your financial planning. Go to theknowlesgroup.com.
We had some serious increase in sales last month.
You're cut out. I
Did not touch it. Did you see that? I did not touch it. It cut out of its own volition.
All right, we really got to get that fixed.
Like,
you're
there
got
it is again.
good.
I don't feel like I don't want him to hear. Nobody can hear what he says. We did.
You
Stop
there?
that. You
Okay.
stay right
Stay
there.
right there.
Don't
move.
Mr.
Yes,
Wire.
Mr. Wire. Okay.
Yeah, consumer spending blew past expectations, 0.6% in February. They revised January up from down 0.1%. Down 0.2% to down 0.1%. So better. And the expectations were 0.4%. Actually went up 0.6%. So year over year, 3.7% increase. This is what we've been saying all along. The economy is doing very well, despite what they're trying to tell you. Yes, the prices are not coming down, and they're not going to. I can't stress this enough, and I know. Trump loves the shorthand. He loves the shorthand. I just found out Trump Tower's been bugged. Nobody's bugged anything in forever. You're being surveilled, okay? But we all know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's Americanese, as I call it. We all get what he's saying. So he tries to put things in relatively short, simplistic terms that we understand. But when you're on the campaign trail and you say, I'm going to bring the prices down, they're going to come down, they're going to come down very fast, people expect that the prices are going to come down. No. You never should have said that. You should have said, we can't bring the prices down. They're there now, but we can bring your income up to meet them. And that is what we are going to attempt to do. And that's really should have been the thrust, and it should have been the message. And I think people would be able to say, yeah, okay, I'm feeling that. That's happening, sure. But if you understand economics, the only way that these prices come down at all is if there's a recession. And we don't want a recession. We'd rather not have one of those. They're staying high now because, of course, fuel prices are up. And now we're seeing yet another. I think American Airlines just decided to jack up their baggage handling fee.
Yeah.
So because it's like, oh, price of jet fuel, we gotta charge more for your bags.
We get that. Restaurants having to charge a little bit more for their food.
Sure.
Because, everything's costing more. Gas, the beef prices have
Yep.
gone up,
Yep.
all of those things.
It's all got to be delivered.
Yeah.
But when you get right down to it, you need to be able to speak to the American people. Yes, you should use terms that they understand, but you should also lay it on them in a truthful way.
Well, and I think, too, and no offense to Donald Trump. I mean, he's overall doing a great job.
Offend him, he can take
I
it.
don't want to offend him. But once again, Donald Trump is not going to the gas station. He's not pumping gas into his car. He's not going to the grocery store. He's not seeing this personally. He's getting facts and figures, and he's giving those to the American people. You, me, Steve, all of our listeners. We're living life. We know what the price of gas is now at the pump. We know what a dozen eggs cost. All of these things that we have to purchase, yes, they're higher. And you're exactly right. Donald Trump maybe needs to tamp that down a little bit, because anytime people hear, I'm going to bring down prices, you're thinking to yourself, great, that
Right.
is going to affect me directly. And I think he loses sight of that. It's like, be careful what you say, because there's a lot of people that are hanging on every word you say and are expecting that when you say that, you're going to make that happen. And when it doesn't happen and that expectation isn't met, then they're ticked off. And that's really how it works. And I wish somebody from the inside would say to Donald Trump, hey, be careful when you say that. People are really listening to that. People really are feeling a little bit of a pinch, and maybe their salaries and their yearly income isn't increasing to the level of where those prices
No.
are now.
Not yet.
And they're still hurting. And
Yeah.
they're like, you gotta tamp that down a little bit.
In Donald Trump's case, it's not even a question of him being president. I have a sneaking suspicion the man hasn't been to a grocery store in decades.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just
He's
who he is.
Had somebody else
Right.
do the shopping for him for all this
and
time.
all the cooking and all the
illegal
everything.
immigrant
His
maid.
clothes. He's probably got some guy over to the side he's like, yeah, he's my go buy this suit.
My
that time.
clothier.
My clothier, right?
My
He's-
haberdasher. Could you imagine Donald Trump in a grocery store today?
No.
Wait, what are we doing here? What is this? I'm surrounded by very strange things. I don't recognize any of this. We're in the produce section, Mr. President. Oh, where do they keep the burgers?
That's not far off the mark. It really isn't. And no offense to him, he just he's a very wealthy man. He's been successful in the private sector. Now he's president, even more so. He's never going to see a grocery store
No.
or a gas pump.
No.
So
But he does understand small business.
yeah.
In fact, some of the changes that he made in the tax code with the big, beautiful bill were designed specifically to help small businesses. I have a small business, a voiceover business, and I was shocked to find this year that I could write off like 100% of some of the investments that I made. Normally, you would take that and you get a certain percentage of it. Like I got new lights for my studio, I got new soundproofing for my home studio.
Wrote it all off.
I wrote every dime of it off, and I was like, oh, that business lost a lot of money last year. I didn't realize how much money I lost on that. But you know what?
Pretty sweet.
That's good, because next year I'll have all that stuff, and it's already paid for itself.
Right.
And when I make money next year, it'll be it'll be my money. It'll be all my money. It's my money.
Mine,
you can't
mine,
have
mine,
it.
mine, mine.
Nobody can touch it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's up. 6:30 with Dixon Dividing. Your thoughts are always welcome. 545-9950. If you'd like to drop us a line, we'd love to hear from you on this beautiful Easter weekend Friday, as we are rolling our way toward the resurrection. And really the most important thing, candy. Let's face it. Jesus died on the cross for your sins so that you can have a
Richard.
chocolate bunny.
No.
No?
No.
So we can have a bunny bring our candy.
There was no chocolate bunnies back in the era there.
Were there
he
regular
died.
bunnies? Did they have normal
weren't-
bunnies?
Maybe live bunnies.
They had live
they had
bunnies?
chocolate bunnies.
Were they giving each other live bunnies? That'd be
He's
weird.
probably like, why are you all eating chocolate bunnies?
The man himself, Stevie Wonder. Isn't she lovely? Beautiful song. Love that. Love Sunshine of My Life. So many great Stevie Wonder tunes. He's still out touring, believe it or not. Out there making it happen.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. 635, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, Talk and 99.5.com. Thanks for hanging out with us. Alabama Tree Pros can not just take your tree down, they can also save it for you if that's what you want. If you get in touch with them early enough, there is a possibility that tree doesn't have to come down if you like it and you want to keep it where it is. And you say, I'm a little worried about it. I feel like it might be, falling of its own volition here. All right, well, if it's too late, they'll definitely take it down for you. But if not, they can give you pointers, ideas, concepts on how you can keep that thing alive, take good care of it, and it can maybe treat your family wonderfully for years to come. Now, not every tree service does that. A lot of tree services are just like, yeah, we're just going to come lop your tree down and cut it up into pieces and haul it away. That's all we do. But Alabama Tree Pros is a little bit different. They pride themselves on saving you money in cases where you don't have to spend it. On the other hand, if you do have to spend it, you're dealing with the right people because they are the least expensive that I've dealt with for sure. You're going to find a really great estimate, licensed, bonded, insured. They're fast, they're safe, they're everything you want. They're experts in the field. AlabamaTreePros.com, 308-4158. Turns out that Gen Z is drinking less than their predecessors and changing the economy. Well, drinking less alcohol.
Yes.
But
you did it again.
They're into the CBD things,
CBD and maybe canned drinks and other things other than alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing they're allowing us to be able to drink because of them. So we have the stock available to us to be able to drink because of what they're doing.
What you're saying basically is more for me.
More for
That's right.
us.
That's what I'm hearing.
More
have
for
to
us
drink
old
because of what
folks.
they're doing.
That's right.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
Gen Zers.
Just the very concept of Gen Z is hilarious to me because, we had the silent generation, then the greatest generation, then the baby boomers, and then there was another group that came and we're like, well, we're out of names. What do we call these guys? Well, we'll just use X as a holding spot. We'll just call them Generation X. Well, somehow that stuck, and then it became Generation Y, and then it became, well, now we got millennials. We're labeling these things like Windows, Microsoft Windows now.
Yeah.
And then it was, now it's Gen Z. What do you do next? What are you going back to the A?
I don't
The
know.
A is
You
double
might
A,
have
Generation double A.
You might have to use some other system.
I think I have heard Generation Alpha.
We could do Roman numerals.
Generation Alpha.
I think I have heard that.
Alpha would suggest that they're actually, better than the rest of us.
No,
I
you can't
guarantee
use
you
alpha.
they
No
are
alpha.
not.
No.
Unlikely.
No,
to be
that's
sure.
not happening.
But Gen Z actually is leading the way in a lot of different things, which I think is interesting. Number one, they are there is another Jesus revolution taking place. You're running across more of these youngsters as the cycle runs its course, and you are getting. I mean, think about this. If you looked at the average No Kings protest last Saturday, you saw a lot of geezers. There were a lot of people in their 60s. There were a lot of people in their 50s. A lot of people with white hair. Here, we don't want no kings. You don't have any, Grandpa. Stop. There are no kings. Isn't it?
Sure?
That's
what they would say. Are you
I don't
sure?
know how to tell
Are you sure?
4 o'clock in the afternoon, buddy. You're missing the early bird special at Denny's. You better get over there.
Right.
And now you've got this younger group that is coming up that is more inclined to be Christian, more inclined to attend church, more inclined to read the Bible, more inclined to stay off of alcohol. And while marriage is not going up, we're not seeing an increase in weddings, we are seeing an increase in commitment early on and people who are interested in having families. They just don't think that that piece of paper is as important as it used to be. But they are interested in living together and having a child or children and making a family and a commitment to each other. And this is all coming out of the Gen Z. It's a strange phenomena.
Well, I think they're again Gen Z, their childhood, and these are Gen Z is 18 to 24, somewhere in there. Their childhood is vastly different than our childhoods, and the way we were brought up, and the things that we did. And by the time we got to 18, between those years, that range of 18 to 24, to me, I mean, I look at parents that have kids the same age as my son, and everybody is saying the same thing, and I'm like, what is it? Because, you know, I'm raising my son similar to the way that I was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
But they're living a different life with all the social media and the way they interact. Their social interaction or the lack of the social interaction. All of this is playing into what Gen Z is made up of.
Yeah.
And it really is different. And there's no way to change it because, again, what is around them now is different than when we were kids.
It's sort of baked into the cake.
It is.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You have to navigate it through it a little bit differently. It's hard for our, brains to go, well, that's not the way we did it. Things are just really different. There's no way to change it. There isn't.
Well, we used to do this crazy thing where we would say, all right, we're going to get together at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and we're going to go play tennis at the courts at this location. And Gen Z says, hey, how about maybe we get together Saturday, we play some tennis? Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Well, we'll work that out later.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, what time do you want to get? Well, we'll work that out, And then maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it does happen. Maybe they luck into it. Maybe they don't. They just seem to be a little more.
They fly by the seat of their pants.
Loosey-goosey. Yeah. Which it kind of ties in with what we were talking about yesterday with the employment numbers. That there was a time when you got out of school and you went and you got a job immediately, and that was just the way it was. And it was somebody else's job. It was a job that you took working for the man, as opposed to what's going on now where people get out of school and they go, I'm going to DoorDash for a summer and see how that goes and maybe make some money doing that. And then maybe I'll take that and I'll start my own business. They're beginning to, they're certainly living at home more with their parents. Many of these kids are not moving out. The average age of a first-time homeowner right now is something like 40, 41 years old.
That's high. That
is high. Now, I will say I was in 1993. I was 30 years old when I bought my first house. But that was more because I was in radio and I didn't know that I was going to stick around in that city for any particular length of time.
That was always the big question.
Peripatetic, moving from place to place to place to place, for sure.
Do I rent or do I buy?
But, in this day and age, staying at home longer, having your parents pay for your health insurance, giving you a little bit more disposable income, not necessarily going directly into the workforce, but rather doing a gig economy thing and figuring out how you can. I mean, there are folks who are monetizing right now, as we talked about yesterday, all over YouTube, all over X, all over various and sundry places online. I don't know if that's enough money to live on, but I didn't think driving Uber was enough money to live on. I know two guys who are doing it.
Yeah, well, and the last month with gas prices going up, they're probably having to charge a little bit more.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Hoping they're getting some decent tips.
I hope so.
Over there. But Gen Z you're right. It is probably the clearest delineation between you and I, baby boomers, and Gen X, by the way. I love Gen X. Gen X is such a cool generation, and I'm kind of right on the cusp of that. I'm one of the last of the baby boomers. Some people cut it off in 63, some people cut it off in 64, but I'm right there on the edge. And Gen X was the latchkey kids, you know? They had that key around their neck that they came home, they took care of themselves, they made themselves a snack, they had hunkered down in front of the TV, they would watch, I don't know, Gilligan's Island, whatever was on, then they would do their homework. In many cases, it was like start dinner before mom got home. So these are kids that know how to cook. They know how to, and much like us, their parents, didn't know where they were a lot of the time. They didn't, it wasn't like I'm going to keep a helicopter over the top of you, which makes you wonder, how did they turn into helicopter parents?
Exactly. That was amazing to me.
I'm never going to let my kids be, as left behind as I was. I'm going to make sure I know where my kids are at all times.
It made us independent.
Oh, my God, yes.
It made us very independent and self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And now it's a lot of times they're, I don't know what to make. Like I told you, there's ingredients in the kitchen.
Right.
Everything in the kitchen is an ingredient. I was like, there's some hamburger meat and a slice of cheese and a bun.
Yeah.
Go. Do it.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. They're like, I don't know what to do. That's a bunch of ingredients there.
First off, there's a pan. You need a pan.
We were over there making macaroni and cheese and rice-a-roni and throwing a pizza in the oven, whatever we needed to do to, I'm hungry. Okay, we'll fix something. Nowadays, they just look at you like, I don't know what to do.
The instructions are right there on the package there, Skippy.
I'm
Take a
like,
look.
And after you fix that pizza, we're going to go outside. I'm going to show you how to change tire. You need to know how to do that
Right,
too.
right.
I mean, we figured it out on our own. First
Yeah.
flat tire I got, I changed the tire.
I never was taught either. I actually
I
had
just
to use
did
a,
it.
had to use a bumper jack myself for the first time. I was like,
Right.
well, this kind of fits
I mean,
into this slot over
I
here.
could have
and-
died doing it, but
Yeah.
you know, I was like, I'm
You
going to
and-
do it.
you and
I'm
me
gonna,
both.
I'm not. I'm here stranded. I better figure it out.
It took me a long time because first I jacked the car up and then I tried to loosen the bolts, and it's like, no, you have to loosen the bolts while it's on the ground, then jack the car up and remove them the rest of the way. Swap it out. Had a full size spare back in the day. Remember those?
Oh, yes.
Cars
Took
that
up the
just
entire trunk.
Yes, indeedy. Came with a full size spare. Those
Well,
were the days, man. Doesn't happen like that
I know.
anymore.
Listen to us. We're back on the porch again.
Hey,
Back in my
I tell
day.
you, what things are. Yeah. But hey, Gen Z, you know, there's a lot to like about Gen Z. And this is kind of a weird pattern that flows. You'll find this happened at the Ford Motor Company. It happened with Anheuser-Busch as well. The guy who founded it, dedicated, focused, absolutely intent on making it successful. His successor, his son, Augie Busch and Henry Ford II. Yeah, were they dedicated? Sure. I gotta keep my dad's legacy alive, but nowhere near as innovative, nowhere near as smart, nowhere near as good. The next generation, their kids, party boys, complete and utter failures at running the industry because they grew up rich, they grew up in the lap of luxury, and all they ever did was fly the helicopters and play the golf and all the cool stuff about it.
Yeah.
Their kids, on the other hand, the fourth generation, they were the ones who were like, I got to keep great-grandpa's legacy alive, and they put their shoulder to the wheel and their nose to the grindstone and went straight to work and rebuilt their legacies. We're kind of seeing that in real time here between the greatest generation and the baby boomers and Generation X and the on down through the Ys and the millennials, and now Gen Z is kind of like, hey, we need to get our crap together here. Listen, we as a society need to start straightening things out here because, we don't have to be left a pile of steaming garbage. And if we are, we need to know how to fix it. We can fix this. I kind of dig Gen Z.
Yeah.
I dig them like I dig Gen X.
Come on.
The rest of y'all can go straight to hell. 648 with Dixon and Fighting. A little bit of Der Stingle.
Love that.
Bringing us back. Yeah, man. 651 Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, talk995.com. It's Passover, so maybe we don't talk to Debbie Schlussel today.
No Debbie? No
she's
movies?
not answering her phone.
Ah.
She's very religious on particular holidays.
Okay.
And she might be like, she's going to pass over doing our movie review.
Maybe so.
Get it?
Okay. Yeah, well, again, it's an Easter weekend for us and going to be really busy. Maybe it's no time for a movie. We don't have time for that this weekend.
No.
Too much going on.
Throw a little lamb's blood over the top of your door instead. Just do that and maybe watch the Ten Commandments. Cecil
Maybe
B.
see
DeMille.
that. Sure.
One of my favorite movies.
Very well.
I've got it on DVD. Maybe I'll kick back in the big home theater and catch it this weekend. That and also on Netflix, Sisu 2, The Revenge.
Okay.
You never saw the original Sisu. That is on, is it on Hulu or is it on Amazon Prime? It's on one of the two for sure. So if you've got either of those, the original Sisu is worth your time and attention. Is the end of World War II, and it's one man against the Nazis. Tough to go wrong with that because the Nazis are the bad guys, in case you didn't know.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Kind of took that for what it's worth.
Sisu 2 is one guy against the Soviets.
Sisu is on Amazon Prime as I dropped
you okay
my phone.
in there?
Just set that anywhere.
Dropped my phone. I was looking it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Dropped my phone.
Appreciate it.
You and Tiger Woods.
Uh,
You hear the claim
Yes,
that
but I was not driving.
The claim that he was talking with President Trump when that accident happened. I'm like, man, oh man.
That and $10 will get you a cup of coffee.
That's right. I'm like, really? You're gonna pull Donald Trump into that?
Tiger, where are you? Tiger, Tiger. They seem to have lost the connection. Tommy McGraw says that Cody over at DrivewayWashing.com washes his fleet. I said, fleet of what? He said, mainly box trucks, but a few pickups as well. Good.
That's pretty
excellent.
Cool. Yeah.
So he says he does great prices, great work, great person. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate that. Tony drops us a line, says, send vans to the grocery store for Trump.
Yeah,
that's
what
JD's
been there.
That's what vice presidents are good for.
Yeah, go pick them up something.
Go to the grocery store. JD, I could use some new. I need V8. Can you get me a
deli
V8?
Meat. I can see him ordering some, rare roast beef deli meat.
Mm-hmm. George Sanders says, listening to you from Kyoto, Japan this evening. It is 8:00 p.m. local time. Taking a couple of weeks vacation. Turned on YouTube, and there you guys were. Happy Easter.
Well,
Hi,
what's
George.
up, George?
We're waving.
Good morning.
Waving to you, George.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for checking in.
Let's see here. Seems I remember the generation I was born in 1965 was called the Me generation, not Generation X. No. First off, you're the Pepsi generation. That's what you need to know.
We were the Coke generation.
There was the Me decade. The 70s was the Me decade, they called it. And they tried to make the 80s the We decade.
Yeah, it didn't work.
That did not work out very well. No, it was more of the cocaine decade, to be honest with you. Thomas says, since I'm retired and I'm no longer subject to random drug testing, I've been consuming a lot less alcohol. I now have more skunk juice and gummies. The aftertaste of a THC drink kind of tastes the way a skunk smells. You?
I don't know.
Then why? I have never in my life consumed one of those. I have no interest in it. I don't know what it is. Scott says, my daughter's 27, lives in Pittsburgh. An OT with a PhD. She's still on my cell phone plan.
That's funny. Sometimes the cell phone plans, you get the better deal if you've got several lines. If it's just your line or something like that, and you're trying to get everybody off. Sometimes the better deal is with several lines.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Mike says, I learned how to remove the engine from my car completely alone. I am 54. I did this at 16.
Wow.
Were you able to get it back in and make it work?
He didn't say that. I assume so. But, learning by doing was a big thing. I took my lawnmower, my parents' lawnmower apart. It did not start. It would not go.
Yeah.
And there's only so much you can really do with a lawnmower that you can take apart and you can, clean and whatever. But I took the whole thing apart and I cleaned the parts that I could get off of there, and then I returned them and had a couple of pieces left over, which was weird. And it ran perfectly. Ran perfectly.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, until we tried to stop it. Then that's where we had problems.
No.
Nonetheless. Yes, he says he did get it back together again. First generation creates it. The second generation enjoys it. The third generation loses it, says Joe Daddy. Not necessarily losing it, but certainly they don't care for it because they don't appreciate it.
That's right. They don't have an investment in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I know people, and I don't know how I would feel about this. I know I looked at my dad's life, and I didn't want it. I mean, my dad was a 9-to-5 guy. He woke up same time every morning. He put on a suit. He drove to the office, came home the same time every night. And I was like, just shoot me in the face before I do that. I can't do that. I'm not going to be that guy.
He was putting shoes on your feet
Yeah.
and food on the table.
Exactly. And I appreciated that, you know, that he was one of that generation that put in the 9 to 5 every single day. But I said, I'm not going to wear a suit, and I'm sure not going to work 9 to 5. And thus far, it's worked out pretty well for me. I've neither worn a suit nor do I work 9 to 5.
Yeah, occasionally you'll wear a suit.
But I have to wonder.
A wedding or a funeral.
Yeah. Or I think I wore one to the Abbeys one year. You have to wonder if my dad had owned a business and wanted to hand it down to me.
Yeah.
Would I have been interested in that business? Or would I have been one of those kids who's like, no,
I don't want to do this.
I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to go be in radio. You can't make me. And that sounds more like me, to be honest with you. I probably would be that way. But how devastating must that be that you have a business, you build a business, you build it from nothing, you turn it into something successful,
and
then you turn to your kids and you go, hey, I built this for you. And they go, don't want it.
I don't want it.
Not interested, Dad. I mean, I can't even imagine what that's going to be like.
And some of those businesses, very, very successful financially, it could set, your kids on a track that, they would never have to struggle. They'd have to keep the business running, but no real struggle there because you've already done all the hard work.
Right.
And instead they're like, no, thanks. And I'm thinking, when you hit about 35 or 40 years old, you'll be like hitting your head against the wall going, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, maybe so. Ashley says,
should have taken advantage of
as a Zennial, we had first child at 30, home at 38, and our teen doesn't have social media. We intend for her to stay at home as she likes and she can save. She's being raised like we grew up in the 90s. I hope she's dressing better, Ashley. 90s had some freaky fashion. Got to be honest for you. Let's see. I got no idea what you're talking about, Richard. Richard the cop. He said, I made $7,500 last month Ubering. Pays better than any job I've ever had. $7,500 Ubering.
That's pretty good.
What kind of wear and tear are you putting on that car, though?
I know. Well, you got to think about that.
Fair question.
That goes into the
7 o'clock.
total.
Dixon and Vining. Talk 99.5.